Good morning, everybody. I hope everyone is well. Today we have a very interesting outlook on the market. Markets are looking really good. The question stands, are we going to 80k on Bitcoin or we not? And I think I have an answer for you guys on whether BTC is gonna go to 80k or we're gonna dump from here on. Bear with me and we're gonna show you what's going to happen on BTC and what could happen in the next 2 to 3 weeks. Hey, good morning, man. Good morning. Good morning, Gareth. Good morning, Kiko. All right, so is anyone of you guys in BTC shorts from yesterday? Type in the comment if you are in a short or in a long. Alright, so short, unfortunately not. Guys, no FOMO. If you are not in BTC shorts, it's not an issue. We are going to show you where you can scale in positions. You know, the most important part is you're not predicting the market, you're getting into positions, right? And the most important part is knowing when to stay out of the market. It's really good skill to understand and know and learn on where to stay out of the market. Okay, you know what? You want an area to hit. After it get hit, wait for confirmations. Wait for the market to show you extra confirmation, whether it's candles, whether it's Fibonacci, whether it's MA, whether it's a VWAP, whether it's a volume profile, whatever it is. You just gotta wait for confirmation. Extra confirmations, if you have that in your book, you can wait for that, even though it might give you a bit of a bigger stop loss, is not an issue, and then you can risk more once you're confident in a trade. And this is what's happening on BTC right now. No, actually Thomas been here early morning, so Thomas is now streaming. I can see him from there. He's over there. Alright, so guys, with that being said, let's go to BTC, and I want to share my outlook on BTC and what I'm expecting for the coming days. So yesterday on the stream New York Open, I gave you an entry which was very accurate. I told you, you know what, it's very simple. Take the low to the high and execute -27, and then voila, we executed -27, and then I just took it a little bit higher. I remember I had it marked on. Why did I have it there? Yeah, the 78 of this leg. All right, so this was the entry from yesterday. For any of you that took it, I'm sure a lot of you guys took it that send me messages. This entry I gave you guys on the stream, go break even on it. We are expecting pullbacks. Let me go ahead and look at the DXY. DXY is gonna tell us what is going to happen in the coming weeks. So what do I expect on DXY? You know, always take some time on the daily to understand what's really going on, and look at it for 5 minutes at least, the daily chart. Sorry, I'm a little bit sick, so I don't think I'm sounding alright. Alright guys, so I was looking at DXY and then doing some analysis, and you know, I really take some time to look at DXY and be like, what is it looking for? What is it going for? What fundamentals do we have in the next coming week? We quiet, right? There's not a lot going on. How is the war looking? What is the government doing? Interest rate, NFP that's coming in 2 weeks. What is all of these looking? And I came to a conclusion where, you know what? Everything is lining up. I have a short-term target here. I have a long-term target there at 101,800. I have at 101,500. We have the weekly high over there. We have a weekly high over here. All right. So this weekly high need to be taken out. We have the short-term target, and then we have this one over here. So on the weekly, we have an inside bar, which means if you take the high to the low of the inside bar, what we see is 61.8, and then we roll over. All right. But then we managed to go higher on the weekly. Looking at the daily, what do I see on the daily? What is the pattern that is printed? And what I see is we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. So we have 1, 2. We have this low over here. This low over here. And then this low over here. Usually, based on numbers and stats, the market always make a pullback after the fourth leg. So 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So you can say 1, 2, 3. It always make a pullback. And where is our target? Our target is here. Our target is here. We have this weekly high need to be taken out. This weekly high need to be taken out. Potentially this one can be taken out, which is our target. All right. So if I'm looking for DXY to roll over to the top, all right, to rally, on the 4 hour, I have the momentum line over here. Any pattern that is created above that momentum line is bullish. What do I see here? I see an information 90% of the time. The leg is higher. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom. Boom. So that's what I'm looking for on DXY. I see the pattern have created, the higher time frame confirmed it. We maintained above here. We have a rally based rally. It's very important to look at bias and direction, and then execution comes last. Okay, so now that we understand DXY is going to go up, most likely BTC is going to rally to the downside. But you know what? Let's say it's going to move in the same direction, which only happens 10% of the time, right? Let's go ahead and look at BTC. So on the daily on BTC, what do I see? The market came down here, push down, we have another push, we have another push, and we have another push. It's very obvious that I've been speaking about this momentum line, the red line, which is at 66,500. I said this is the momentum, which is the main momentum line. We had a momentum line over here. We have a weekly low over here. We have another weekly low over here. We have a momentum line over here, which we targeting for our shorts that we've been in 3 shorts currently, right? So what do I expect? You know what? We could see a market push lower here, which gives us head and shoulders, right? This is the head, this is the left shoulder, and this is the right shoulder. And then see a minor pullback and then continue lower. But then The question is, could this be the bottom? Yes, it could be, but it all depends on the month we are in. How is the month going to close? How much take profits are going to happen at the end of the month? So we targeting overall 55,200, but then when the market get to this level over here to make the head and shoulders, we will hedge it. We will go a bit long, and then boom, we go break even, and then let the market do its thing. We're not gonna be able to know whether it's gonna continue lower or higher, but overall the bias and the percentage of it going lower is higher. Reason being that the momentum line of this move is over here. All right, the pattern is we making equal tops, equal lows, you can say, and it's most likely we're gonna roll over now. If it breaks above, we are going higher. And where could we go? We could easily see this level being tested, which is 76,500. So we could easily see this one over here getting tested easily if we break above here and pull back, and boom. Plus you have the moving average over here. So to confirm on the daily that we're going down, we have the 50 moving average. So if the market, I was just want to show you an example. If the market is coming like it's going up, down, boom, okay, the moving average usually comes down like this, okay, and then it will come fetch the market, and boom. So the moving average can do something like this, which what I'm trying to say to you is that we could potentially come and pick up the moving average if we are looking to go higher, which also lead to our target. By the time the market be here, this moving average, do you see how it came down? Market broke through it, and it is pulling back. So now we are going to fetch the moving average. By the time the market gets here, it's gonna pick up the moving average. Moving average will be at 63,800, which is our target. So it's weird for BTC. What do you mean by that? All right, so going on the 4 hour. On the 4 hour, I gave you the guys the short over here yesterday, and the day before we took the short at the 800. So we currently in the short. I gave you this short at 800. I personally got out because I wanted more confirmation. So I have the 800, and then I was looking at a stop level at 250. Right? Thomas also yesterday gave you a short around here, another short over there, and then we have the short over here. So combined, you are looking at, with my shorts and Thomas short, if I know a lot of you guys in the inner circle are holding this position, you should be up around 20%. If you're risking 1% of more, then you'll be up around 50%. So BTC, let's have a deep dive and look at what is going on today and what are we looking for. So the movement for the day is 13,000. all right, so we're looking at 13,000, which lines up with my moving average just a bit below that of the moving average. So that price would be 64,800. So today, guys, we're gonna roll over to 64,200. We are looking at the price to stop here for the day. 64,800. This is what we're looking for on the day. What do we see here? We have on the daily, we have an inside bar. For those of you that's asking, what is an inside bar? An inside bar is when a candle highs and lows close within a candle at a top of a trend, which indicate reversal. Wow, look at that. We have seen the same thing happen over and over, and remember, history repeats itself. Look at this. Highs and lows close within this candle wick. You take the high and you take the low and you execute the 61.8. In this case, it never gave it to us, right? But here it gave it to us. Yes, today it's giving it to us. So if we take the high to the low of this one, we can see, boom, 61.8. The short is in, and then we're rolling over. So we tested 61.8. All right. The question is, can we go back and retest the 50%? And you know, it becomes like a ladder. If we tested this level, we came up, we tested this level, we come down, we retest the 50, come down, retest the 38, and then roll over. We could see something like that, and this is what I would like to see. So going on the 15-minute, I see the moving average is around here, the 200 MA. The question is, can we go back and fetch the 200 MA? So currently on the 15-minute, we have an information that tried to come up, it failed, and it just dumped. And why did it dump? Because the weekly high over here have just been respected perfectly. Look at that. We broke below it. We tapped it once, tapped it twice, tapped it 3 times, and then boom, we push lower. So Amanda, for your question, is the inside bar only can be applied on the high time frame? Yes, me personally, I only use it on the daily time frame. So if I have this high, let me just show you. So we have a high here, and we have a low, and the next day the high and the low close within the previous day highs and lows, which we see over here. All right, what all you gotta do is take the high to the low, and remember, it must be on an uptrend at the end of the trend or below the trend. So look what happened here. It's in the middle of the trend. It didn't really apply properly, right? It didn't even give you the 618, the pullback. It went up, it came back here. Excuse me. It came back here, and it didn't really do much, you know, because it's in the middle. But if you look at the on top of the trend, you see there's a highs over here. We are respecting the high over here. Do we have equal highs over here on this daily? No, we don't. Do you see it's slightly lower? And that tells me something. You know what? It's making higher low. Even though it's pulling so much back, it's still respecting. So when the inside bar happens on top of a trend, take advantage of it. We have the high to the low, and then on the third day we are looking to execute 61.8 or 78. It depends on the body closures and all of these things, you know. So you got to go lower to the 4 hour and see, okay, what do we have? We have a push a pullback, and then boom. In this case, we got a pullback over here. So with that being said, what are we looking for on BTC? What is the worst case scenario, guys? It's very obvious. We are going to come back to the 50. So let me mark the 50 over here. You're welcome, Amanda. This is the 50. Now let's see what the 50 can align up with. All right, we have two red candles which give us a leg. We have two green candles which give us a leg. So we have a leg to the downside, a pullback, a leg to the downside. Can we see another leg before the relief? Yes, we can. But the question is, how long can this leg go for before the pullback? What do we have here for the market to go down? We have a wick that need to be filled. We have an MA that need to be touched. We have this one holding as resistance right now. So can we see a wick going to the upside and getting us in? Yes, we can. We can take the high to the low of this one if the market stop here. And you see we have 61.8, we have the 78. And if we take this high over here, if we take the body, it's in the middle. All right, and remember, if we fill in the 50% of the this body, we can fill even the 75% of it. This candle that pushed to the downside is telling me a story. Why did this candle push to the downside? Why is so much volume and all of that? There is a lot of footprint numbers within that. All right, we have the moving average here. We have the 200 MA on the 15 minutes. So usually I take the low to the high of this candle and it gives me 61.8. all right, so now you see everything is lining up. Okay, by the time the market gets there, where is our 200 MA is going to be? You know what, it's gonna be over here. By the time it's gonna go up a bit lower, up, and then boom, it's gonna be here. So what I'm looking for on BTC is 6065. Okay, I'll take 65, and then I will look for 13,000, so 130. So I will look for 130 stop loss, and then boom, I will ride it to the downside. And then if we take this high to this low, okay, we protected the 78 is there. We have the 200 MA is gonna be there. We have the 61.8. We have from the daily the 50 over here. So for me, and looking at the DXY, where is the DXY going to go and all of that? Last thing I'll do is entry, and then I have confirmations. And then voila, you're ready to go. All you gotta do next is manage your risk on the account. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is, I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna go ahead and do a webinar with Thomas at around 11 o'clock. All right, and then make sure you join the webinar. We're gonna go there at 11 o'clock, which is in 30 minutes. Join the webinar, and we can go into currencies on there. Today I just wanted to elaborate on BTC and where BTC is going, and the DXY, and how we can apply all the tools that we know, that we're going to share with you guys soon. When we do the workshop, we're going to be doing a 3-day workshop with you guys. We're going to give you indicators, and we're going to show you how to apply these indicators and what to look for, and give you a blueprint way trading becomes a rule based instead of thinking. So all you got to do is look at the rules, apply, and whether you 10 years in the business or you are 2 months in the business, it's going to be rule based. So no one is going to be better. So the 10 years experience is not going to be better than the 2 weeks, because it's going to be rule based. If it goes from A to B, it's going to go to D, something like that. So with that being said, thanks for showing up, and I'll see you guys on the Discord in half an hour.